Oh, I need time. I need space. Space for what?
This
you have
is-
to keep going. There's no time. There's no.
Yes, you have to keep going, but you also have to rest.
Rest for who?
How do you feel about rest as an individual, as an African man?
There's no rest for me in this life or the next.
Hell no.
They're calling me somebody, brother
Yeah.
Saman. I'm like, this is a lot, So I'm not just representing myself. I'm representing my whole
Culture.
family.
And tribe.
And tribe.
I still have that kind of a tinge, very small, a tinge bit of care in me.
Success is not just your passion. It's a family obligation. It's family life insurance. There's a lot of expectations when it comes to success. You're not doing it for yourself. You're representing the family.
We have to take care of our families. We have to family name and all that kind of stuff. We also, as Africans, have to give ourselves grace. Bro, fam, listen, now I'm going off on a tangent.
In our culture, it's more about shame. You don't want to shame your family. You don't want to label your family as a failure. Welcome back to Culture and Caves, a podcast where we sit, we relax, we look back, we look at the things that make us who we are, things that detect our future, and obviously the pressures and the success of what makes us. It's your host, Chisomo, and once again, I'm with my co-host, the one and only, Mulenga.
Mulenga, thank you for having me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for having me.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a minute.
It's been a while, but I'm excited. Do you think it's going to be a fun
It's going to be a good one. There's only one way to find out.
Let's see and find out.
Anyway, so today's topic is about success in the Black community, the kind of pressures that we're facing. So tune in and just listen. We need your opinions. We need your experiences, because some of you obviously got so much experience and maybe others can learn from us.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. Was your success framed as a passion or a family obligation?
Passion.
For real? Okay.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Okay, so for me, growing up in an African household, obviously, ironically, my dream job was to study medicine. I wanted to be a doctor.
Yeah.
So I ended up, I think, in my late teens to early 20s, I ended up falling in love with mental health and stuff. So I was like, you know what? I want to be a psychiatrist. But then I was at uni at the time. I was actually studying journalism. But I was like, do you know what? I love aviation so much. I haven't told anybody this, but I finally got my dream job. I'm going to be a flight attendant. Woo! I'm not going to say the airline that I'm going to work for, but I will be... I'm going to be a flight attendant. And for me to, I'm so excited. But anyways, for me to get into this, I feel like this is something that I genuinely fell in love with by myself. My parents never really pushed me to, going to aviation and stuff. It's like, they've pushed me to stay in education. I have a degree. I have a bachelor's in, like I said, in journalism. Yeah. But then working at the airport, I ended up falling in love with all of this, and I ended up having a passion for it. And this was my passion. But I feel like it was, if it was because of family, unfortunately, I don't know if it's like unfortunately, I can't really relate, because my parents have always pushed me to just be happy and do what, pleases me, but also something that can give me some type of structure and income, which is why my current job, working in support work, because I was going to go uni and stuff. I was going to go back and get a master's. That will give me that kind of security. But you can find security in everything. And I feel like I've kind of been raised to go for what I'm passionate about. Yeah. What about you? What's your
so for me, obviously I think my mom, she's been very supportive in my dreams or my passion and stuff. But what I've seen in a lot of African communities, or even when you chatting to someone or things that you see online, I think this is majority of African household, whether in Africa or in the diaspora. Success is not just your passion. It's a family obligation. It's family life insurance. So
True.
So, so whether you become successful, your people, they won't see you as like you successful for yourself, but you're doing it for the family. So
Damn, that kind of makes me look bad now. But
no, it's not, because
but you're
obviously
right.
it's different, different household, different ways of growing up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of these African household, there's a lot of expectations when it comes to success, because like I said, you're not doing it for yourself, you're representing the family. So your success is for the whole family. So it's not just your passion. So for me, my passion is cars.
Okay.
I work with cars a lot. I work for around cars almost every single day. But what I went to uni for is not what I'm doing.
What did you go to uni for?
Interior design.
Okay.
But I still have something on the side. Well, now I'm talking too much. People shouldn't really know that I've got something on the
It's
side.
okay,
But,
let them know.
But
you have a side hustle, basically.
I've got a side hustle, which is what I went to uni for, right?
Okay.
Obviously, I do it every now and then. It's really good because I'm still learning even more. But it would be nice to get a job in that industry.
Do you know what? I can relate to that.
Yeah, but then getting a job in that industry, does that mean I'm successful? Because what is success? Does that mean more money, more happiness, peace?
Success is kind of what you make it, really. I
But
mean,
in an African household, it's money. You have to be
true,
able to
because I like that you said how, like, your success is not just for you, but also your family. Like, even me having a job in media, I still know that I'm going to end up in media at some point in my life. So it's like when you watch the news, when you're watching Sky News or BBC, you're not going to see anybody who's 28 representing the news. So that's why I don't feel bad about it. I feel like I have time. But see, in my mind, I'm just like, oh, I did this so that I'm a representation of my family.
family, yeah.
And I
whole
feel like
community.
yes, exactly. And we are always told this. We're always taught this. But I think this also starts from education as well, because the type of things that we're pushed to take in African households is completely different to non-Africans. For example, when it comes to the arts and everything like that. For me, I went to performing arts school.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably why I'm just yappy and bubbly. I can be, extravagant in some ways. But even with that, it's just kind of like, even though I went to performing arts school, it's not like I was pushed to, or, you can be an artist, you could be an actor. Maybe I just didn't have the passion for it. I don't know. But for us, we always hear medicine,
yeah.
engineering,
Go be a doctor, architecture, engineering. It's like,
politician, maybe.
I want to get into politics.
Ah, why?
Tender mafia. And loot. Do all the looting.
Do what you gotta do. But no, jokes aside, it's like in African household, we are told to go for this just because we think of security. We don't think about, things that will actually set at some point, I guess, bring us joy. So I feel like in my position, I'm kind of privileged to be able to do something that I genuinely want to do. Even though it took me 2 years, I finally got it, But I feel like nowadays, because of how cost of living and lack of jobs and everything, I feel like this is the time to kind of do what you want.
Yeah.
Obviously, do the jobs that you need to do. But I like how you have a job where you enjoy cars, but you're still doing something that you studied in. So that's something that to look into as well.
Because I'll just say this, please, mom, don't come for me, whatever. Whatever.
No, whatever. Sure.
I remember one time, because obviously my mom cares, and she wanted that job security, and she knew that if I get into this whatever industry, I'll be able to get more jobs. So she always advised me to, if things don't work out, I can always go to healthcare.
My parents always do the same. My parents have said this, but the thing is, it's true that there is security in healthcare. Do you know what I mean? So what did your mom say to you?
It's you can always go to uni and do nursing or whatever. But for me, I don't have any interest in the healthcare industry. I just can't do it.
Okay.
I tried, but it was just, obviously I needed money.
Yeah. But
I
the
did
fact
it.
is you have tried it and you
I've
can
tried it.
certainly say that it's not for
Yeah,
you.
it's not for me. So now, obviously, I'm working with cars and stuff. I've been doing it for like 5-6 years or whatever. But I'm okay where I'm at, but it still doesn't feel like success because it feels like there's more to be done.
Why?
Like I am nowhere near where I'm meant to be.
You're 29.
Why are you telling people my age?
You're 29. I'm 28. We're so young though. And you know what? Sorry to cut you off
We're running
also.
out of time.
You're running out of time. Whose time? And you know what? I love that you said that because I had a similar conversation with my dad. And obviously my dad is almost in his 60s, starting from next year, and we're talking about success. And there's no timeline for success. But of course, when we're young, especially when we're young, but then we're not at the same time, I feel like we're at that awkward age where like we're young, but then we're not. And I do understand that kind of like we're running out of time, but at the same time, we're not. So you kind of have to live in the moment, think about the future, but live in the moment. But also, I feel like we also have to learn to be kind towards ourselves because look at what's happening right now. There's 1 million, according to the BBC, I was watching this in the news yesterday, according to the BBC, there's 1 million young people between, I think, 18 to 24 that are not in work, that are not in training, and that are not in education, and it sucks. It really sucks. But like I said, you have to be kind towards yourself. So there's no run out of time, but like, who says you're running out of time?
I'm against you on that one.
Go ahead.
Because I was chatting to my boy the other day and we were talking about people saying, oh, I need time, I need space. Space for what?
To breathe and elaborate and collaborate yourself properly so that you can think of how to move forward with things.
No. There's no time to rest. There's no time to think. You have to keep going.
And this is how you die young.
You have to keep going. There's no time. There's no.
Yes, you have to keep going, but you also have to rest.
Rest for who?
You see, bro, fam.
Rest.
Listen, now I'm going off on a tangent because rest is so crucial. But you know what? This just shows the type of environments that we've grown up in. Because you and I were having a conversation about certain people that have certain privileges. Now that we're pointing fingers. But it's like, I feel like we are products of our environment, I think it's important to work hard because I can be hardworking also.
Yeah.
But I'm very like, for me, I have to have at least 6 hours minimum to 7-8 hours sleep per night for me to function properly. This whole 2-3 hours, you end up dying young. You die at 30, 36. You can't even enjoy your money.
Soldiers don't die.
Huh?
Soldiers don't die.
Yeah, they get shot on the field. That's what happens.
Did you grow up feeling like there was space to fail?
Yes and no. For me, when I was in the 6th grade back home, I actually skipped a grade. Yeah. I skipped the 7th grade and went to the 8th grade. And for that, I was constantly studying. I had to have a private tutor and everything like that. And with that, it's just kind of like...
Private tutor, you had money.
Well, all I can say is I'm grateful for the parents that I have and alhamdulillah. But it's just kind of like with that, I always felt like I had to, because my parents are paying for all of this, I have to work hard. So I still, even though my parents will put me in that position to like learn, I still have in my mind, I can't let them down. Yeah. So I still have that pressure that comes from within me than from, it's not external, it's internal than anything. How about you? We're just like the complete opposites. Yeah. Like this just looks really bad, but it's okay.
It's not bad.
We learn from one another.
Oh yeah, 100%. Space to fill. I think before I had this mentality that I should not fail at all. I have to do what I have to do, but failing is not an option.
Failing is not an option.
And that was when I came. So it was like the first few years and stuff. So like trying to find myself, trying to find what I really wanted to do. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I have to make it. I have to do whatever I do. Like I never believed in you have to fail. But then as I grow older, you realize that you need to fail sometimes. Some things need to happen. You need to fail something to learn to so that you can improve on certain things that you want to do.
Yeah.
For example, like relationships or whatever. This is not a relationship podcast, by the way.
Yeah.
It's just an example. Sometimes I talk to friends or anyone really, and they'll say, oh, when I was young, I had a really bad breakup. At that breakup point,
it's something that you needed to go through.
You needed, yeah.
Absolutely.
Because now you become a different person. So that's why you see, even like, I look at it in things that I want to do, like whether it's work, whether it's business. You fail so many things. I've tried to start a few things really. Only a few people know this, but I've tried to start like more business, whatever, and it failed. But then those were lessons.
But you're also getting skills as well whilst you're doing it.
So you're improving. But before, there was no room to fail. Like if I fail, I'm like,
Do you know what? Unfortunately, I still do that towards myself. I don't do it towards other people, but I still have that internal. If like, for example, I've been taking driving lessons, and I'm like, well, if I have a really bad lesson, I'm so hard on myself. I'm just like, oh my gosh, why did I not make that turn? Or why was I hesitant and all that kind of stuff? It's just kind of like, you're a student and you're learning. And even me getting into the job that I have, that I'm about to start anyway, alhamdulillah, being a flight attendant, I tried 15 times. It took me so long to try, because I tried different airlines, but I was trying for the big boys. I'm still going to be working for the big boys. But like I was trying for the big boys.
Zimbabwe, Zambia.
Of course, yes, of course. And I was trying for those, but it's just kind of like, I remember the first time, for example, I tried for Emirates. The first time, I remember that it was the 10th of January, 2024. I remember I went there and I got out in the second round. I didn't go through and I cried so much. I was so upset. I remember going on the train, crying so much, but I got home and it was just the most depressing day ever. But then I went back again and I kept trying and I kept trying. I finally got in 2026, 2 years later. That's not the airline I've been working for. But it's just kind of like, when you try things, the more you fail, you kind of like gain these certain skills. Like you now know how to present yourself. For example, I knew how to dress. I knew how to do my makeup. All these things helped me get the role that I want. So even you, for example, you said that healthcare is not for you. You knew before you went into the job that it wasn't for you, but do you know what? Let me try and do something for my parents, because I've done that before. Do something for your parents. The fact that you went into it, you actually gave it a go, you tried. That's not exactly failing. That's you giving yourself a chance to see, because you could have gone and you might have ended up loving it.
Yeah, I don't want to get a job where I feel comfortable.
No growth.
Yeah. Because you're just in one level.
Mm-hmm.
Why does a single mistake feel amplified in collectivist culture?
I think it's because we have so many eyes on us. Yeah. So me, for example, me studying journalism, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't just, it's just my family that knows. My cousins know. My family know. They're like, when are you going to be on BBC? Because apparently that's the channel that most people know. That's from here, from back home, or Sky News or whatever. It's just kind of like, you also have that pressure. There's so many people on you. Yeah. So I guess that's why we may not think that, we don't care. We kind of do. Because we have that pressure on us to family name, all that kind of stuff.
You're representing the whole family.
Yeah, I just think it's because we have quite a few eyes on us. That even though sometimes to me, myself, I'll think, nobody's really paying attention. But then I'll go home and somebody says something. I'm just like, how do they know that?
How do they know? Yeah. I think for me, remember, I think we spoke about this before we came in here. I said there's element of guilt and shame when it comes to making a mistake, because you're representing your whole community. So if you fail, people are not going to say, oh, Chisomo failed. They're going to say, oh, Tiffany's son failed. Whose son failed. And that there, it just...
It's like taints your parents' name.
Yeah. So it's like, why not just say me? And another thing that I've realized was in the Western culture, there's more guilt than shame, whereas in our culture, it's more about shame. You don't want to shame your family. You don't want to label your family as a failure or this and that. So those things, they end up putting pressure where you don't want to make a mistake.
My question for you, Sir Tkaif, is do you care?
I act like I care, but really I do care.
So you act like you don't care, but you feel like really, you do care?
Deep down, I do care because I know whatever I'm doing, I might say I'm doing it for myself.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it for my family. I'm doing it for my mom, I'm doing it for my brother, I'm doing it for my whole family. Even though it might seem like, oh, I'm just doing it for myself. Right now, it might be benefiting me.
Yeah.
But the way I see it in the long run,
it's for your family.
It's for my family. So I know that a single mistake will not just cost me, but my family.
Okay.
Because I know a lot of people love my mom.
Yeah.
Like big time. When I say like my mom, she's
big T.
A lot of people like, respect her and love her. So there's that pressure where even though she'll be like, oh no, it's fine, don't have pressure.
Yeah.
But with me, I don't want to bring that shame
to the family
to
name.
the family.
Sure.
So I'll have to try and do whatever I can not to make a mistake. But then mistakes, they always happen. And that's just that's just life. Okay.
I like that. I mean, for me, deep down, I don't care.
See, that's the difference between me and you.
I don't care. I mean, I care, but I don't.
Because there's certain things I don't care about.
I have one life. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm 28. I'm going to be 29 this year, 15th of October, if anyone wants to give me some gifts. I like money and shiny things. Thank you very Gucci. Much. And but Gucci it's like, I'm going to be, like, for example, let's just, I'm going to be 30, because I'm going to be 30 next year anyway, right? Yeah. In about 50, 60 years, I'm going to die. I'm going to be dust. Nothing is going to matter. Nobody's going to know who I am. Nobody's going to remember my name. In 200 years, nobody's going to know who I am. Maybe I will be successful. But it's just kind of like, I try to give myself grace as well, because it's my first time being on this earth. It's my first time living too. Do you know what I mean? And putting this pressure of like, oh, you're gonna, the family name. This is my life, and people are going to, whether you're doing a good thing or a bad thing, people are going to talk. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
You may as well live your life. But I say this, but also coming from an African household, I still have that kind of a tinge, very small, a tinge bit of care in me, because it's just kind of like, people know my dad, and then people know my mom, and, thing is daughter, or thing is, but still I don't care.
Yeah, because not true, yeah.
It's my first time living, and I deserve to if I make a mistake, so be it, because I have, how can I say this in a more kosher way without swearing? I have the courage to do certain things that some people wouldn't even dare to do, So unless the person can say something to my face, I don't think it would be much of a problem to do this. But yeah, we definitely, long story short, we do have that, we have to take care of our families. We have to family name and all that kind of stuff. We also, as Africans, have to give ourselves grace. We are also living for the friends. We could take a page out of our friends' books from the West, because look at how they're living.
They're living nice. They're living large.
Exactly. So when you care too much about people's opinion, that's when you fail.
Yeah,
it's hard to be successful.
Because I think with for me, the way I say I care is because I care in the things that I do professionally.
Of course, yeah, of course.
Anything else, it doesn't really matter. So I care about the things that I do at work, or things that I do about, I don't know, podcast or whatever. But when it comes to like people that I meet at random places, or Zim people that I meet at Zim events, whatever.
Yeah.
Man, I don't care about that.
Really?
I mean,
you come from quite a large, like I feel like I can't remember, I can't find the word for it, but it's like when the families are quite close. Do you feel like because your families are quite close, so you come from a culture where people are quite close, that has kind of a play on how you view things
yeah,
and caring and
100%, yeah.
stuff?
Because when I grew up, like, I had quite a lot of siblings and stuff, cousins, all sorts. And obviously, when you grew up, like, I think most of us were similar age.
Okay.
So you kind of, at that age, you got same mindset, but then I think when you grow, you've got different mindset, different things that you do in life.
Yeah.
So that, because I think some people, this is why I think we're different with a lot of people, or I'm different with a lot of people. Sometimes community's judgment can affect my private life. It's not a good thing.
Of course it's not.
But that's how it is, because there's this element of trying to be perfect.
Yeah, that's the I used to be like that. I just stopped caring. But
So
it's hard though.
it is hard. So such is life.
Such is life. I guess I do have a question for you, which is written down here. Are we protecting, would you say, are we protecting our dignity or just avoiding collective shame? What's your view on this?
I think we're just avoiding shame.
Elaborate.
I think like I just say that with our community, a lot of us, we don't want to bring that shame into our families. So we'll try by all means to avoid that, to avoid bringing shame to our families. So that's how I see it anyway. People obviously see it different ways, because some people don't really care.
Quote unquote, yeah. Yeah.
So for me, I'm avoiding shame.
Avoiding shame. What does that mean, avoiding shame?
Like avoiding collective shame, because that shame is not just for me. Like I said before, it's just for the family. So that shame is not just coming as just, hey, okay, Chisomo's done this.
Yeah.
It's coming as like, whose like son has done this. Because recently, I went to an event, like, the last podcast that I did. So I went to one of their events, and then next week I'm going to, not next week, the week after, I'm going to one of their events.
Okay.
And one thing that I noticed, they're not calling me by my name.
They're calling you
by my surname.
Do you know what?
So,
yeah. Do you know what? Yeah. I think I kind of know where you're going with this, but go on.
So I'm not just representing myself. I'm representing my whole
Culture.
family. Yeah.
And tribe.
Like, the Tambanis I'm representing, because now they're calling me, Tambani, brother Tambani. I'm like, this is a lot, I mean, it's nice, because now I feel like.
Sorry, it just reminds me of back home. Because back home people call, sister, because my last name is Chola. Oh, sister Chola.
Yeah.
Kind of stuff. They'd rarely
call you by your name.
Because your last name has got, our last names in our cultures has got such huge significance. So there's a lot of pressure with that, because it's like, for example, I don't know if you do this, it's like when somebody's just like, I know somebody's like, I know somebody who's Zambian. I usually say, what's their last name?
Yeah.
I ask for the last name, because when I ask for somebody's last name, then I know what tribe they're from. That's how I'm able to tell. So these things, it just shows that these things are still a part of us, because the fact that they're calling you by your last name, they're not seeing you as an individual. No. They're seeing you as an individual from representing this tribe. And everywhere you go, you're presenting your tribe. Because even on this podcast, even though you are an individual, you're representing your tribe. I'm representing, my people, my tribe at the same time, without even knowing. So it's just kind of like, this is always with us. But I feel like non-Africans don't have that.
No, definitely no. So like I was saying, that people calling me by my last name is putting a lot of pressure on not to bring shame to my family. So now I have to, not that I have to, but I want to, I don't want to disappoint the whole last name, the whole family.
Of course.
So I have to try and move in a certain way where I don't bring shame. That's how I see it anyway. I don't know what you think.
I mean, it just goes off the whole thing here where we have you feeling like you have to present, yourself in the Western world. It's like you will want to not care, but then you will. Because, for example, have you ever been like in a room with other Africans from, of course, different countries? And when you're in that space with other Africans, you're actually representing your country in a sense.
Oh, yeah.
Non-Africans don't have that.
No.
Well, maybe if they come from like a certain ethnic background, but non-Africans don't have that. I don't think somebody like, for example, let's say if they were Caucasian white and let's say they grew up from Manchester. I don't think that if there was like in a board of rooms, they're like, oh yeah, I'm representing Manchester. I don't think that crosses their mind. But for us, it's like when we're describing other people, we'd be like, oh yeah, that Zambian girl.
Yeah.
Those types of things. It's just kind of like, this is just part of us because we're taught as you're from young, like wherever you go, you're representing your people. Even though you may not want to, you do because people would remember you that way. Oh yeah, that Zambian person or that Zimbabwe. Do you know how many times I feel, oh my gosh, you're the first Zambian person that I've come across. I'm just like, oh my God. Now, next time they meet another Zambian person, they'll be like, oh yeah, I met another Zambian. Oh, it shows like this and shows like that. That's kind of on us without us kind of wanting it.
Yeah. Because sometimes you just don't want it. You just want to live your life.
You also have to live your life regardless and just try not to care. But it's hard.
It's hard. Who are we truly performing for?
I was going to say something so inappropriate. Like, I was going to say... Do you know this actually goes back to slavery because we're kind of like taught to perform. We're kind of taught to perform from young. So even when we're in these spaces, it's your performance. Rarely are we ourselves. It's the whole thing of whatever space you're in. I don't know if you were taught this by your mum. It's just kind of like you have to work 5 times harder, 10 times harder than somebody who's not Black, somebody who's not African like you. So we're performing to kind of get the same representation that somebody who doesn't look like us gets. That's how I would see it. That's how that's how I'd see it. That's how I have seen it, because I've been in spaces where sometimes I'll have the same qualifications as somebody, or sometimes I'll have even more qualifications as somebody, but I'd have to work harder. So what do you think?
Who are we truly performing for?
Who are we performing for?
I think it goes back to, again, performing for our families. I think that's how I see it. And because for me, most of the things that I see in life, they're rooted in family.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm going to be performing at work and doing everything, like I was saying before, that when it comes to work, most of the times I'm the first one to be in the office. I'm the first one to open up and everything, unlock everything.
Yeah.
Because I've got that mentality that I have to be perfect. I have to make it on time. It's good to be on time. I like to be on time. I don't like to be late. But because I think this thing of being early, it started when I was in boarding school, because we had to wake up really, really early. You have to do everything was timed, basically, like as if you're like a prisoner. To be honest, I didn't enjoy boarding school, so that's a topic for another day. I did not enjoy that thing at all. But big up my mom, though. But I think it goes back to then where everything was perfect. Everything was just... Even like we were taught how to make your bed. We're told to make your bed in the morning, to be early in class and stuff. So when I'm going to work, I know I have to be... I don't have to be, but in my head, I have to be early. I have to be the first one. I have to be the first one. Maybe I can get noticed.
Because all eyes are on you if you're not.
Yeah. I remember, I don't know, probably my boss is going to be watching this, but It is what it is. I remember a few weeks ago, I was just chatting to my boss, and we were talking about work and stuff. And I mentioned about me coming to work early and stuff. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I actually noticed that you come into work early. I noticed everything you do here. I noticed that you're the first person to open up and stuff."
But why is he not saying anything?
Why is he not saying anything? We're here to sit. Yeah. I mean, like, we had to sit down for him to say that. Like, why you not just
But
saying...
if it was somebody else, they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, congratulations. You're always on time. Well done. Da, 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 da." But they just think it's the bare minimum, but it's not.
No. I think, like, my boss is very... I'm speaking very highly of him now.
Yeah.
It's very... I don't know what's the right word, but very appreciative.
Considerate.
Like, yeah. So sometimes, like, you finish work or whatever, like, you finish work, shake your hand, thank you for today, thank you, bro.
That's good. All right, that's good then.
So I think environments like that are very important. But then at the same time, because of me as an African, it still feels like I'm not doing enough. It still feels like I have to perform more for him, maybe to kind of praise me.
Yeah.
And maybe not that I want to be golden boy,
but it's internally that's what we have in us. It's just kind of like I told you, unfortunately all this comes from like slavery. Have you ever watched, like, first of all, I hate slavery movies. I've probably only seen one or two, movies. But it's kind of like in those types of films. I think it was 12 Years a Slave that I watched. Just kind of see how they talk to the master and everything. Like that's just kind of like I don't think I can say that on the podcast, but it's just trying to like offer performance just so you can be recognized. But sometimes they don't even care. Yeah. They either care, but I feel like you at least have a boss that tells you thank you for the day, thank you for this, because some of them just would not say anything. No, but you shouldn't feel bad for even wanting to be recognized, because it's just kind of like, even for me, I like to hear that. Well done. I think you're doing great. You're doing good. Because I actually had to tell that to my driving instructor, because he wouldn't say anything. Yeah. I'd be driving, and the other day I was just like, well, how was I doing today? Has it improved? Has it not? I was like, because you rarely say anything. You only point out when I'm making a mistake. So I actually did say this. Like, tell me, well done. Okay? Tell me, do you know what? You did a good left turn. You did a good right turn. Tell me something. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Do you know how to... I'm very big on rest. I like to have my beauty sleep. How do you feel about rest as an individual, as an African man?
I'll say this. I've seen a clip from, what's that show on Netflix about them guys, English guys wearing suits? What is it called again?
What show? On Netflix?
Yeah, them people from Birmingham, whatever, like in the 1780s. Peaky
Blinders. Oh my God, that was Peaky Blinders. I've not seen it, but I've seen the film. I watched the film. The film was good.
I've not seen the film or the series. But what's the main character? I think,
Shelby something.
Yeah.
Tommy Shelby.
Yeah.
Tommy Shelby. Thank you.
Thank you. I think I've seen a small clip on TikTok or Instagram.
Yeah.
I think this lady was like giving him like a quote, and then she said something like, "Oh, you should rest," or something. He said,
I think that's from the film. I think I know what you're talking about.
It's like, "There's no rest for me in this life or the next."
Hell no. Do you know what? I have that mindset, but then I don't. Like, there's times I'm just like, okay, I need to work. But then I'm just like, I actually need to rest, because you end up being burnt out. So I'm going to tell the whole world, this guy does not rest at all. I would text him, "Oh, have you got enough sleep?" "Oh, yeah, I just need to get on my computer." I wake up at 7 a.m. Maybe me who went to bed at like, I don't know, 3, because 7 a.m, I'm going to go back to bed. It's 7 a.m, it's a weekend. Oh, I've been up since 6 a.m.
Because why am I still asleep? There's things to be done. There's things.
You see how much I'm smiling? It's because I'm resting.
I guess so. Because I rarely smile, because obviously I feel like there's so much to be done.
Okay.
So
But do you feel like that's internal pressure?
It is, because let's say I have a day off.
Mm-hmm.
I just struggle the whole day because I feel so useless. I feel so guilt.
Wow, I sleep in
I feel
Netflix,
like
Disney Plus, snacks.
I can't do that. I would just be really moody because in my head, I'm thinking I should be doing something productive. I should be learning something. I should be reading or doing something that's not going to benefit me now, but maybe in the
Productive.
future.
Okay.
But I just can't. I just struggle to rest.
I think, do you know what? I think the reason why I may have this mindset, because I used to have that mindset and I was in a very depressed state that I just was never happy. You know, I was always like, I need to be doing something. I was not getting enough rest. I'd be like, I need to be either writing, I need to be reading something, I need to be watching something productive. I like to give myself, right now, because I'm just about to start my new job, right? So like I have the freedom of being not working. But it's like, even when I'm working, I like to give myself in the week one lazy day. And it's usually Sundays. Because you know me, on Sundays, I don't reply to messages. I don't reply to emails. I don't reply to anybody on Sundays. Because Sundays are kind of like my off day. But I like to call it my nothing day because I feel like it's important for your day to have a day of rest. Even, not that everybody's religious, even in the Bible, it said God rested on the seventh day. So who are you for you to be working 7 days a week? You know, it's okay for your brain to turn off and for you to watch something silly and stupid, like watch a comedy or something. It's not every day you have to watch a TED Talk. You know, it's not every day you have to burn your grind 24/7. I don't believe in that. I do not believe in that because I feel like that's the quickest way for you to be unhappy. It's important to work hard, but it's also important to give yourself rest because stress kills. Stress can actually physically, you will die, you know. But I feel like for the mindset that you have, I know you want to work hard and I know you want to provide for a future, prepare for the future, but also learn to live in the moment because that's the only way to enjoy life. You know, we're always taught, oh, you have to pay for a mortgage and all that kind of stuff. Look at the cost of living. Look at what's happening. We live in the UK. Look at what's happening to us right now, you know. So be productive, work hard, do what you have to do, but give yourself a nothing day and just turn your brain off and watch TikToks and do something silly because this mindset of us Africans, we're always taught to work hard and, you know, be on time and do this and do that. And it's just kind of like we end up being unhappy. And that's not a way to live. I do not agree with that mindset. And I feel this way, especially for African men as well, because I see how my dad would do like 60 hours a week or 50 hours a week.
That's mine.
And oh my God. And he said the exact same thing. Sometimes he would do more. And I'm just like, it's okay to turn your brain off and just rest, even though he doesn't do it. But you're young. You need to have that myself, have at least one, give yourself 24 hours of just a laziness.
There's no laziness. Like today, right? I'm here, we're doing the podcast, right? This is my rest day, I guess.
Okay, yeah.
But tomorrow, Sunday, I gotta be in London by 12. Well, not London, Southampton, whatever.
Yeah.
So I have to catch the train at 8 in the morning and beyond. And then I'd rather do that than be just at home because...
Well, if you don't have anything to do, of course, but like you have to be productive. But I feel
I'd
like...
rather that than rest because rest is just... I know it's good to rest, but it's just so long.
It's not long. It's healthy. It's healthy. You need to rest. Is a necessity. It's a necessity of life.
I'll rest when I'm sleeping.
You rest when you die. You're gonna work so hard that you'll be so exhausted that you end up collapsing to the floor. My friend did that. One time she was working so much, she ended up fainting.
Then you wake up and you get up.
Anyways, yeah, you need to rest because rest is important. Yes, okay, you need to work hard and all that kind of stuff, but you need to have minimum 5 hours, maybe. I'm not a doctor, obviously, but I feel like you have to have a certain amount of sleep for you to function. I never asked you this. How many hours do you get in the night?
Like what? Sleep?
Yeah.
It depends.
How many hours do you get?
Sometimes I don't know. Sometimes yeah.
To be fair, I do.
Sometimes last night, think just under 4 hours.
Last time I had that, I was so moody. Oh my God. But then again, I track my sleep as well. So that's very nerdy as well.
Yeah,
But I
that
feel
is,
like
yeah.
for me, I track my sleep. I have to know how many hours I'm sleeping. I need to know if I am getting the right quality of sleep.
One good thing though that I've started doing this in the last few months, so I think you need to clap hands for me. Gym.
Yes.
Yes. That's
We
why I
love
went to-
that.
Remember last time I said I'm not going to gym at all.
Yes, you actually did say that in the podcast. You say that gym is not for you. Gym is amazing. It kind of also gives you the energy, the right energy for rest also. So it does help. Exercise does help you have quality sleep as well.
Maybe
So
growing muscles as well.
hey, I'm gonna be next, even though I've got nothing here, but we're gonna be there. So who do you say we are outside our professional titles? Do we have our own individuality outside our titles?
I
don't think we do.
No, I don't think so. Because I think whatever you do, your profession, that's how people are going to see you even outside work, because you're still going to feel like, I think here in the UK or in the diaspora, even if you leave work, you still feel like you're at work. You still feel like you're working. Like I say that, like I struggle to rest because sometimes I'll feel like I'm still at work because I'll be home and then I'll realize, oh, there's something I need to do for work.
Wow.
And then
I do not have that. My brain turns off. As soon as I leave the building, like when I used to work at the call center, as soon as I left that building, I'm not thinking about work at all. But the thing is, I feel like it also depends on the type of job that you do.
Yeah.
Are you able to do that? So no,
Yeah.
for me, that's no. Brain is completely off. As soon as, hey, wow, sorry, I am just. So you go home and you're thinking about work?
Sometimes.
Wow.
Because like, it's a wrong thing because sometimes I'll look at the work that I do.
Wait,
with my
actually,
work,
sorry. Do you like your job?
I enjoy my job.
Okay, I hated mine, so that's probably why. Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
there's some days where I'm like, I can't be asked with this, man.
But at least you like it. I genuinely hated mine, and I wouldn't think about it. But I did have a role where even when I left work, I think about it. Even this is when I worked in the airport. I'll still think about it at home, so I get it.
Yeah, I think with me, because my job, when I go home, I can see it online.
Yeah.
I can see, okay, what I did online or whatever.
Okay.
And if I'm not happy with it, I can adjust it or maybe wait until the next day. I remember when I was on holiday, last year when I went on holiday, I kept going online just to check
Wow.
my workplace. What are they doing? Is what they're doing better than what I'm doing? Because that's my job.
Yeah.
No one else can do my job the way I do.
Yeah.
What's changed in those days and stuff. And I think it's wrong. I should just forget about work.
Of course.
But then I can't because I just want to be perfect or whatever. Camera's dead again.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you've got the ride.
Yeah. I think we should just like kind of close it, innit? Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe like do a closing.
This just shows how privileged you are, because all this stuff that you do,
No, it's all good.
I don't have that. I just thought, do you know what? I don't know if I should. I guess I could say this off camera, but it's just kind of like all this stuff that you're talking about. I never care. I've never had to worry about bills. I don't pay for anything.
Sorry, man. Can you not put that one there?
I can do, yeah.
Yeah, because we're just gonna close. Because I can do like a side-by-side shot anyway on the videos.
Okay. It will take me a bit for.
So I'm almost finished anyway. So no. But
Yeah,
this has been good though.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Me too. I was just talking, me.
Nah, that's good. All right, so like I just got like a few closing questions that we gonna go through. What does enough look like to you?
As an individual, I find that difficult to answer, because I feel like, me personally, I feel like I never feel like what I'm doing is enough. I always want to do more. I always want to do more. When I look at the person that I compare myself to is my past self. So I'll look at what I did previously and see what I can do better. So I feel like For me, enough is what gives me fulfillment. And what gives me sustainability and clarity. That's what feels enough for me as an individual. What feels enough for you?
Enough money in my bank account.
You're waiting for that, wait, exactly. Of course.
No, not really.
And no. But thing is, even for me, that's what's enough. Because when I say sustainability, I'm not talking about God, something basic. No,
Everything's about money.
Everything is about money.
Cash is king.
Hello, and no matter what anybody says, unfortunately, with the way the world is spinning, you have to go and get your coin. But take care of yourself in the moment while you're getting your coin anyway. But everything is about the money. Everything is about getting the pounds. When I say the dollar, we're not American. But everything's about getting the pound. Everything's about the money.
Yeah. But on the real though, for me, enough is, I think, when I'm able to provide for my family.
Damn, that makes me look so bad. That too. I want that as well. I want to provide for my family.
When I can say to my family, no, you don't have to work.
Yeah. Then you've made. So that's enough for you.
That's enough for me, yeah.
So would you say you're working for your family?
Of course.
Wow. I should probably think that too. I should have that mindset of saying that. But no, you're right. We do want to see the moment where our parents are not working and saying that, you know what, you don't have to worry about anything like that.
Then I think I'll have peace when I can say to my mom, go sit down.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Don't worry about
I love
nothing.
that. My mom too as well. Mommy, you as well. I got you. You're next.
That's the whole point, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
the whole point.
Yeah.
Jokes aside, the whole point is to make sure that our loved ones are healthy and taken care of and not having, because for us, for example, I don't know if you remember this. I think it was in one of the first episodes where you talked about when you hurt yourself as a kid and you had to I think you had to go into the town to like get medicine. Yeah. You're not able to get anything. For me, coming from an African house and African backgrounds, we know how these things can be far and wide or whatever. For me, I want to be able to, let's say something happens to my family, just take him to the hospital, because let's be real, back home, when it comes to medicine and all that kind of stuff, you have to pay for it. Yeah. You have to pay. The amount of bribing that you have to do, you have to pay for it.
Everything is bribery.
For me, when I think to myself, family should be able to go to the hospital and not have to worry about anything.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing for me.
Yeah. Oh, and my family, obviously, my future kids, wife, whatever. I mean, not now. I don't want none of that.
Yeah, but
now.
soon.
It's soon. Whenever it happens, right? In the future. I think that's when I would be like, okay, this is enough.
Really?
Yeah.
That's really sweet.
Maybe when I'm driving an Audi RS6.
Audi R8 V10 for me. then I know. That's when it's enough. When I'm sat in my Audi R8 V10 and I step and I hear them, then
that's enough.
That's enough for me.
But anyway, listen, guys, if you enjoyed this episode, right?
Yeah.
Or you got some things to say or, comments, whatever, please don't forget to like, comment, share with your friends, subscribe, it's been great. Me and Mo here, we just had so much fun today.
Yeah, we had fun. Today has been so much fun.
Different opinions, different,
we both come from different backgrounds, and I think that kind of gives a reason as to our answers. I may come off a bit spoiled, just a tad, but so is life.
Soft life.
Yeah, soft life. But we thank God for everything. And like I said, it's been a great podcast and we've learned from one another. I'm sure he's probably thought some of the things I said were obscure, but some of the things he said to me are obscure, like not resting and stuff. But that's something that we'll see in a year from now. We'll have this conversation. I'm going to put in my calendar and say, has he rested?
Yeah, have you rested?
Yeah.
I'm like, not yet.
We'll see.
Hopefully, but maybe by then I would have made it.
You never know. That'll be enough. That'll be enough.
Yeah, maybe that'll be enough then.
Yeah.
and then I can be like, I can pull up in an Audi RS6.
Bring my Audi R8 in the back. At the
Anyway,
back.
thank you so much, guys. We'll see you on the next one.